Hello and welcome back to the Reapers. So we're back on with our latest campaign. We're on day 2 now. I just have to do my usual thanks. Thank you to Casey Freeman, Neil Braden, Watsy Swank. We love Watsy Swank. That's a pretty awesome name. Dave, Perv, and Showtex. Showtex, also an excellent name. Thank you guys. You allow us to keep doing this, which is very nice of you. Apart from that, we're ready to kick off basically. Now I don't really know, I'm not really in charge of this campaign, so I'll leave someone else to just let us know where we left off and what we're doing next.
A day has passed and things have indeed happened. So, this morning, the Satyevskan president Artyom Kolikova held a press release regarding yesterday's events, and in that speech of his, he declared war and martial law. Here's an excerpt of his speech. Dear residents of Satyevska, as of yesterday, 1st of September, a day we will remember forever, Notomiria did what we could only fear and began hostilities. Because of this heinous act and their immoral weapons research, we shall, on this day, 2nd of September, declare war on Notomiria. We will not stand by while our peaceful country is violated. As of this morning also, the Satyevskan army has started mobilizing its reserves, and they are calling in the rapid response reservists, which is roughly 100,000 soldiers strong, and by the end of the week they expect to have their full army up and running and have about 750,000 soldiers guarding the country. The borders are now locked and they have left about 15,000 tourists and emigrants trapped in Satyevska.
Right, so we have a development there, gentlemen. Okay, anything to add before we go to our planning?
Okay, as a result of the first mission, we had minor success, taking out a couple of launchers and one SA-6 radar, and we received a reasonable amount of data from the Vigan recon flight, which gave us some approximate locations of some of the SAM emitters. And then basically this is the following day, and now we have to capitalise on the information that we've received and formulate a tactical plan to try and make some sort of ingress into the enemy nation. Excellent.
Now, out of interest, do we have this ELINT data to hand, even if it's kind of like all codey and stuff?
We do, but it's not in a nice graphical format. I am working on that. I'm currently putting a program together that'll do it, but it'll be a couple more days.
Okay, so what we'll do is we'll do a follow-up video, because I know a lot of people have asked for the ELINT data, but does anyone have 2 minutes to just explain what the ELINT does, or 20 seconds what it does? Because a lot of people were like, what's this? What does it do?
Essentially, the Vigan's got 2 ways of processing this data. As it's receiving radar signatures and setting off the RWR system, when you're flying around, the system logs the frequency and the repetition frequency of the signal that you receive, and it logs the vague direction of that signal. As you're flying around, it'll keep tracking the various radar sites that are lighting up your aircraft. And then when you land, you can land and extrapolate that data. And what it does is it gives you a northwest and a southeast lat and long. You plot those 2 points on a map and then draw a rectangle between the two, and it gives you a square. Somewhere in that square will be the radar emitter. And that's essentially what Blood and I were doing last time, in that we were flying around, scanning around as much as we could, gathering as much data as we could, so that when we go and do a subsequent mission, it won't be today because Blood's still working on the app to translate it. What will happen is that we'll be able to have an overlay that only Bluefall will see, and it'll basically be a bunch of boxes overlaid on the map, and it'll be a case of, we know there's a SAM site in that box, that box, that box, and that box, and that means that we can then coordinate strike packages to turn around and say, right, we know that there are SAM sites in these areas. It's now up to this group of 2 Harriers with sidearms to go and find it and destroy it.
Wicked, cool. I can't wait to see all that kind of visualized. I think that's going to be awesome.
What we can say, however, is what SAM systems we're dealing with. I've managed to pull the data out. It's just a matter of still putting it into a map.
Roger that. Cool.
So let me get the list up.
It actually provides quite a lot of data. You can determine not only roughly where it is, but what it is.
Yeah, you can determine what it is and whether it's a search track radar, etc. So we are dealing with SA3, SA11, SA19, SA6, and SA10 sites. There's also EWR in there
I
somewhere.
knew you were going to say SA10, bastard. Right. Okay.
We already knew there was SA10 though. We know more of them.
Roger that, cool. Okay, anything else before we send the Reds off? I have 2 bits of information to add. It's not cheating to say so. One bit of information has just been nullified. When I was doing the video, I noticed that no S-300 missiles were launched at us, and so I concluded from that there's no SA-10 site anywhere near us. However, looking at the map, I see there is actually an SA-10 site really near us. So scratch that information completely. Second, I didn't look where their radar sites are, but I know that they are completely reliant on their EWR, which must be land-based, because I didn't see any obvious AWACS signals.
And all the SAM sites.
Say again? All
They'll
the
be
SAM
using
sites.
radars for all of the SAM sites, not just...
Roger, I think that still applies to my point, though. What I noticed was that they didn't scramble their QRA until the first of our guys popped over the mountains and got in their line of sight of their units. So there's just something to bear in mind there, that they don't know when we're attacking until... Well, they're not scrambling their QRA until we're popping over the mountains or flying too high that we get in line of sight. That might be useful at some point. Those are my only 2 points I have to make. Other than that, what's the plan, you mothers?
Blood and I have had a bit of a chat about what we're going to do. We're going to go with an asset denial mission and bomb Gadata runway.
And Sakumi.
And the idea being is that obviously they're using Gadata as their forward advance base, and if we can do an asset denial mission, that should give us a few days of pushing the Red 4 air cover back.
So we're happy that they're at that airbase again, yeah?
Yes, at least we're going to hit Gadata and as a secondary target Sakumi. So if they're not there, then they won't be able to move in.
How do you...
Or at least
are you saying you go to Gadata and if you don't see aeroplanes, you don't release the bombs?
No, we're going to bomb
we're
anyway.
going to bomb Gadata regardless.
Yeah.
But we have a plan potentially to send the second Vegan off to Sakumi.
Okay, and you're happy that you can destroy the runway then?
Yes.
It's just going to be a case of dropping a stick of bombs on the actual runway itself and destroying the surface. And then Coffee should accept that as a denial of asset for the runway, so they'll have to relocate their aircraft to another airbase if they are using Gadata. If they're not, it just prevents them from moving up and closer. Either way, it means that they won't be able to use that as a forward action point or a base, whether that's for helos or aircraft or whatever. It just means that it gives us a little bit more breathing space, and they're going to have to fly a little bit further to try and intercept us.
Okay, so so you guys, you know what you're doing there. The last time we had 6 people shot down, 5 by SAMs, 1 by MiGs. So the MiGs aren't that dangerous to us other guys. The SAMs are. So we need to decide what we've got. 6 Harriers to decide what they're doing. Atomic did manage to destroy an SA6 site on his own without getting damaged. If we can all do that, that would be great.
Do you think you can take down the SA-10 site on the border?
The problem is not actually the radar sites. The problem is the bloody Tunguskas. They got all the kills. The Tunguskas is what killed everyone.
Yes, but the reason why they would have is because you have to fly low in order to avoid the SA-10 site.
I'll do that. And
if you take down that, you can fly high, and suddenly things are looking a bit nicer.
Our problem is that we can't. Sidearms are not. What do you call it? They just pick up a radar site and lock onto it. So they're good, but you just sling them at wherever it locks onto. And we don't have Mavericks. The only guided weapons we've got are GBUs, which requires someone to either laze or everyone to laze for themselves, which is hard to do because Mavericks are broken in the Harrier.
Yeah, they broke the Mavericks in the Harrier this patch.
But yeah, we know roughly where the SA-10 site is on the border. And, I mean, if you miss the SA-10 and hit an SA-6 site, that's not the end of the world.
So we're just going to go in there and sling sidearms at them by the sound of it then? Seems the safest thing to do.
I mean, sidearms are a reasonable...
What's the mission today?
SEAD mission, just tag along with us, Riddle.
The sidearm is a reasonable method of doing this when we're missing, obviously, a dedicated SEAD aircraft. But it's going to be a case again of doing what we did last time, but doing better.
Watching the video last time, one thing I noticed is the sidearms, they were hitting the ground early because you weren't getting enough height to let them off.
Dangerous going higher, isn't it?
Well, a lot of it comes down to the range as well. If you're releasing, at best, you're much more likely to get things at 3 or 4 mile range with the Sidewinder. It's only a Sidewinder with a different head on the front.
Yeah, that's the thing as well, is that you don't get any information as to how far away the target is or anything with the sidearm. It just locks on, screams at you, and it is pretty much a kind of snapback weapon. Like you lock onto it, you fire it off, and you turn away, and you run. That's what it's designed for. So it's going to be a lot more difficult. We're going to have to stay really low and have to.
Will you be able to visually identify the target?
Probably not.
No,
probably not.
Unless it's firing missiles.
The point is you pop up, you can, look for the target, because you have a rough idea of where it is. You pop up, look for it, you don't see it, pop down, and you keep going up, down, till you find it. Then you make sure that once you know where it is, you pop down again and get ready for an actual attack, where you can visually identify it and make sure your sidearms are hitting what you want them to hit.
Roger. Are we talking about number 15, note number 15 on the next to Sochi in front of Godata, Roger? I'm
not necessarily suggesting this is the best of ideas, but it could be, in that don't forget all that work that people have been doing with CAS and buddy lasing recently. So there's no reason why, as far as I'm aware, those SA-10s don't have a range of more than about 20 miles.
Oh, an A-10 can buddy laze.
Yes, so you could stick an A-10 up behind our lines using its T-pod, mark targets, and then just have the Harriers doing low-level fast GBU passes.
Why not do F5s, because we are much cheaper and much faster.
So again, you could do that as well, and then use the Harriers for cap if you have to.
All the Harriers should carry sidearms and Sidewinders, so we're cap C.
That means
basically
2 of each.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, cap C.
I will need a wild weasel though, so that I can find those S300s and those SA8s.
We can
Don't worry, they'll be shooting at the Vigans. Don't worry about that.
Okay, cool.
Right, it's one life and you're dead, Riddle. So don't go out and fly and be stupid, because you will get shot.
Try not to.
By the way, F5 can also do rockets in some runs as soon as we spot the location of the S300.
I don't think there's any. I don't
They're
think any
quite
point.
heavily protected.
There's no point, guys. No one's going to get any rockets off. We learnt this last time. Go and watch the movie.
Yeah.
You might get high drag bombs off if you're very, very low. But yeah, rockets you have to pop up for too long.
I think the best option as well for the Harriers is, if you're going to take GBUs, take 2 max, because speed is life, and the Harrier isn't exactly. It doesn't have a very high top speed, so if you're dragging 6 GBUs with you, you're just basically going to be a sitting target.
Yeah, and you got to remember, at an SA-10 site, and for a lot of these radar guided sites, you only have to destroy the radar. SA-10 was 2 search radars and 1 track. So you only need 3 bombs to disable the site.
Alright, Harris, so I think we should get in there ASAP, basically, straight in, before those QRAs scramble and start shooting us down, giving us a hard time, in and out. So as soon as you're in, arm up, runway, bosh, we're off.
I'd also recommend, if they do scramble and you feel a bit uncomfortable, just get out of there, get out of the SAM net and fight them on home turf. Because if you fight them in their territory, it'll almost certainly result in you being destroyed by SAM and not them.
There is something else to be aware of. Coffee did say that they've declared war. Don't rule out them ground striking us.
Copy that. Okay, we better go.
Wake up traffic, 4 Buick, flight 4 ship, taking off. runway 04. Small space down, small up to 70. Take off in 3, 2, 1, engage. Down and go back in front.
What's slowing down?
You got the right part of spread? accurate mark?
Unknown.
Roger, we'll just fly in that general direction and wait for our RWR to ping.
Do you have to be in air-to-ground mode to fire the SAs?
It should auto select once you click on the SA to air to ground.
Confirm. And it doesn't matter what mode or fuse?
Negative, just fire it off as soon as you get to the lock zone. Increasing speed. Try to keep the base on 100 knots.
Copy, captain down.
I'll put them if you want.
SA's on to cap.
I've got a load of code bearing, RWR bearing right, but I think that's our ship.
Confirm.
I'm at 9,000 feet, I'm gonna come back down.
Watch your heads, guys, when he comes back down. Okay, the QRA will probably be scrambling now.
243, Hammerflight is currently RTB, 2 aircrafts up, SEAD is down, they got 1 kill for sure.
Okay, keep your eyes peeled.
Okay, I'm backing up the formation.
Yeah, keep your eyes
Break up,
peeled.
Seagull. I'm gonna arm my essays before I forget.
SAMs are roughly bearing 150 along the coast on top of a hill.
Affirm.
But still keep your eyes peeled, keep scanning. Yeah, tools going low. Bearing 150-ish, I'm going to turn onto it. Turning left now.
150.
Hammerflight is currently RTB to my code.
Okay, I'll see the dog here. Any idea on the range on that dog here?
Negative.
Remember that dog is an SA11, so that's 20 mile range. I'm looking out for launches.
I think I tell you the launcher is directly off my nose, 133 on top of the hill right in front of us.
Cap Tally.
Father, I'm going to go high, launching. Taking right. And going down. Going to try and terrain mask and then come back in for another attack.
Roger, I'm about to fire.
Might have been a slightly ambitious range.
Magnum, Cap Magnum. Fingers crossed. Cap cold.
Roger. Atomic, just about to pop up for a second attack. Atomic, on code.
Cap turning hot. I'm gonna try and loft this one.
Shack 1.
Charlie Shack. Okay. Let's look for the net. There's a fucking Tunguska literally a quarter of a mile past that shack. Don't go past that shack.
Copy. I've got a 6 as well, and an unknown.
Fire at will, let's get it.
Atomic Magnum.
Snowdrift, nails, snowdrift. SA6 and snowdrift.
Atomic's being fired.
Where from?
SA6 on the coast, beyond the mountain.
Did he have a bearing at him?
Flatland. Bearing, it's going to be 190-ish.
Roger.
Keep trying to put a DMT diamond on it. It's coming for me.
Cap sees it, I'm going in for an attack. Cap, Magnum. Cap's been hit. Cap's okay. Magnum out. Let's RTB the hell out of here, guys.
Cover, I've got one more side on. I'll swing round for one more pass and then I'm out. I got a Tunguska. Harriers lead the way. Where is an SD?
Snowdrift SA6.
Copy. I've got one right in front of me and an unknown.
Let's get the Pollocks out of here, guys. Let's meet up just north of the mountains. I need a damage check on my jet. Full power, but I'm slowing down. It looks like I'm going to go down somewhere.
Roger. I'm burning north. I've got 15 seconds running. I have no idea what that means. Dump stores.
Get north. Let's go, go, go. Roger, I'm right near you. Can you come and find me and check my damage out?
Yeah, I'm on my way. Atomic is at 180 knots, so I don't think I'm getting anywhere.
Get to 95% throttle. Dump everything. Check nozzles.
Red nozzles full forward, throttles gated, but losing RPMs and speed. Might try and dump it on Sochi if I can get there.
Roger, I'll try and stay straight. Stand by.
Okay, dump them, we have to shoot them off.
Roger, stand by. Box 2 times 2.
Copy, checking for damage.
Terrain.
Atomic, are you on frequency? Well, you've got a lot of holes on the right of your engine, but structurally everything seems fine.
Roger, I'm up. Reduced power, but all my fluids seem to be okay, so fingers crossed.
You've got a couple of holes on the left.
You know what?
Left cockpit side, holes.
Copy, I'm going to get altitude now while I can.
We have to check your landing gear when we arrive at the airport.
Roger.
Tiger flight, are you on frequency? Hey, son. Copy, well inside friendly SAMnet now.
Say again.
We're well inside the friendly SAMnet now.
Roger, I'm diving now to pick up some speed. Be there in a jiffy. Make up traffic. Buick 4 declaring emergency. Mayday landing runway 04. I'm going to go in, see if or you just see me in and then go round.
Yes, check your landing gear.
Gear appear to be down.
Forward for green lights. I'm coming around checking. This looks fine to me.
Roger.
Landing gear, landing gear. Landing gear, landing gear. Landing gear, landing gear. Landing gear. Land. Landing gear, landing gear.
No power, no power. Save it, save it.
Safe.
Saved. Oh, that was horrible. No power top. Come down, Seethor. We'll debrief. Welcome back. Harry's in debrief. Welcome back. So we all got kind of split up, so we'll have to talk to each other about what flights did what. I was in Buick with Harriers. We had some technical problems. 2 guys got disconnected, but we did get a submission done. We got an SA3 blown up, which we're pretty happy with, and possibly another ground SAM, but we're not sure.
We hit 2 according to the...
Oh, we think we may have killed 2 SAMs, but until we get to see the actual attack view, we don't know exactly what we killed. So that was Buick. What about the Wiegans?
Yeah, so we had the plan to hit 2 of the runways, but to be honest, I think we didn't plan it particularly well. We kind of, we didn't put all the waypoints in that we needed to get there. It was a bit of winging it.
It wasn't even that. We got to the waypoint. We just got fucked in the face as soon as we got anywhere near the runways.
Well, like this is part of it. Is that I got killed by that massive SAM site because I shouldn't have even been there. I should have actually planned a proper route that just evaded it. And yeah, for your attack, obviously you had some problems with popping up a bit too soon. But if we'd perhaps planned a slightly better approach, it may have gone off a bit better. I mean, I flew over the runway twice. It's just I had a problem with the bombs I've just never had before. It was absolutely bizarre.
Okay, so that's fine. I guess that shit happens. A10s. How did the A10s get up? Do you kill anything? Or
Actually,
A10s didn't get there first.
Yeah, exactly. We were actually holding for the A10s, GSLAs for us, and then suddenly the wonderful mix came up.
Oh, the MiGs got them.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Nice.
And then Warren, I think, shot down one of the MiGs, and I got shot down.
Roger. I guess they're always vulnerable, those A10s. I'm surprised they didn't get by SAMs.
The A10s were over the line. They were over the border, so we just engaged them.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I had a quick look on the map, and I wasn't sure what on earth they were trying to achieve being up there, but I guess fair enough. Okay.
No, what I don't get is how why the A10s started their run, or started their mission before the Wiegans even got in.
Don't know. I think they were excitable, weren't they? What about the F5?
Yeah, but so us going in didn't matter at all. We weren't. No one was depending on us.
What?
We were just there to take down a runway.
What happened to the F5s then?
We had quite a good normal flight, but yeah, dogfighting wise, we got 1 kill, 1 shot down, and another one later shot down by SAMs, and 2 lagged out.
Yeah, that's the usual killer, isn't it?
Weird plans with the A10s. They were very high up without much cover, so they got picked off fairly easily by one of our flights. And seems like the pacing was a bit weird. One of the things that I want to say at this point is you have a carrier strike group. Now, what does a carrier strike group have which the mission could use other than aircraft?
Air-to-air defenses.
Amongst other things, yes. What else?
Radar.
Cruise missiles.
Radar and cruise missiles. So why is the carrier group still holding out, outside weapons range?
We didn't think to use ground combined
I suspect people are still in the mindset of, we just, get in our aircraft and we hit something, rather than thinking this is a big campaign with lots of assets involved that we could utilize.
Yeah. Second of all, what did I say after the last mission about spies and satellite images? They're available, but I won't scan the entire map, so you just need to point me in the rough right direction and I'll get you localized information. Why was this not taken advantage of? I don't know. So basically, you didn't seem to have much more new intel apart from the Vigan Elin pods. So you were basically flying in blind again. What I would have done is I would have taken the Vigan intel and pointed my spy cameras there and gotten the exact coordinates to go and level out.
Didn't know that was possible. Otherwise, I would have reckoned we should have done that. That sounds like a clever thing to have done.
Hopefully I'll get the ELINT mapping thing sorted, and then it'll be a case of, oh look, we want to get satellites on here, here and here.
But hey, hear me out. One of the aircraft, I think it was P-Man's second attempt, he crashed on the threshold of Godalta Airfield.
Good job.
That's
So it's out of commission for a day.
It's got some wreckage on there, P-Man. Okay.
Let me say that again. It's out of commission for a day.
Steal the runway and armor.
Success! It only took 3 aircraft.
Okay, Coffee, just a question regarding satellite images.
Far away.
Can we get one on the closest SA-10 site to just confirm it's actually there?
Satellite image of the closest SA-10, following the coordinates given in the briefing file.
Yes, I think so. What do you other guys think?
I can get you a satellite image of that, for sure. The coordinates for the 3 SA-10 sites are accurate. They are smack on.
Okay, Roger that. Still good knowing its exact location with positioning and so on.
Yes, that can be arranged. Anything else, I'll give you 2 more locations to point the camera at.
Was it? Who was it that I went head? We went head on with each other.
Oh, with
I think that
Coffee.
might have been me.
Yeah, I was trying to work out, is one of those a vegan, or I wasn't sure if it was P-Man being chased, or was it 2 L-39s, but...
2 39s.
Ah.
Yeah, I had no missiles, and I saw you just as you passed under me.
Yeah,
But
I saw
anyway.
both of you a while off, but I thought, one of those probably P-Man, I shouldn't fire.
Yeah. So, for the next time, 2 more sites for the spy imagery. Hit me. Be a collective.
Might be a case of, once the ELINT data is sorted, we give you some more.
I'd quite like a satellite shot of 43.37661 north and 40.19047 east.
Let me grab a pen and paper and I'll write that down.
Roger.
I'm going to say at this point, you guys destroyed the SA-3 site. It's inoperable. The command center is dead. The track radar, search radar there is completely gone. The SA-6 has been detected. Let's call it that, and it's probably going to move away. Or at least
Can I
relocate.
just say, though, that we are destroying things, but it's taking a lot of aircraft to do so.
Yeah, I mean, this is, to be fair, we've all performed pretty fucking shit.
Yeah.
There's no way of colouring it any other way. We're actually costing 1 airframe per ground unit, if not more.
I think it's
Yeah,
more.
and those
I think it's like
SA-3 sites are quite
1.7.
cheap.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not a natural attrition. If this goes on for another day, then they call a peace and give the invading country whatever they wanted.